he played a prominent role for Bo Ryan's ball clubs that made some deep runs, including one to the NCAA title game recently.
Now, you agree with me?
Yeah, I would say so.
But Jimmy, I could swear, was listed at 6'4" and looked huge.
Yeah. Well, when you're next to guys like Satnam Singh and Alex Stevenson, that might change things a little bit. Is high flying for the rebound. Singh and Stevenson paddle, and a big win there for Singh against the all-star Stevenson. He really muscled that one.
And, of course, Salamejri downtown tonight as well.
Ashley lines up. Corner three is short. Singh the offensive rebound. Put back good off the glass.
He can do that all day. Now, I don't know about the rebound part. That ball just kind of caromed right to him. But the shooting with touch part, all day.
And right back. 3-ball. Cuts the Legends lead back to 2. That was James Ennis who knocked down Patrick Miller into the game for the first time for the Legends. So 7 of their 8 dress players have played. Bobby Parks Jr., Bobby Ray Parks Jr., the only Legend that has not got into the game.
He's another international sensation.
Yes, he is, from the Philippines. Wright attacking the hoop. Ashley with some good defense, but called for the Spearman. James Ennis won. Ashley with some good defense, but called for the Spearman. James Ennis, one of 2 Grizzlies with the energy on assignment into the game.
The hated Grizzlies.
The hated Grizzlies.
Because if you look at the standings, here they come.
I heard you talking about it on the Fan earlier today. They're right in the rear view mirror of the Mavericks. Holloway, Ashley. They're right in the rear view mirror of the Mavericks. Holloway, Ashley can't get it to go off the glass.
Well, that was right out of the textbook. Lanes filled, ball in the middle, and you want to run. Just didn't get the finish out of the All-Star.
And Zach Andrews with one hand throws it down, and never quite understood that celebration. He takes the side of his jersey and puts it on baseline. Got to put it up, and Jackson knocks it out of bounds, and they're going to call a shot clock violation just before the ball lead. And getting out to an early lead might be important for a team that's got such a short bench like the Legends.
Well, it could be even a beefier lead if they get there are 2 guys who are stretch forward type, Dirk Light guys going at the same time. One of those guys, Jamil Wilson, he's getting it going. The other one, the All-Star Brandon Ashley.
Now into the game for the first time for the Legends is Bobby Ray Parks Jr. from the Philippines. Interesting story, and he hoists one up, the lefty, in and out on the step back. Parks played 3 seasons professionally in the Philippines before coming back stateside.
And was a star.
Yes, he was. Now his dad, Bobby Ray Parks Sr., was the 58th overall select.
Be elected for public office in the Philippines whenever he's ready. And I think I'm only half kidding.
He makes both of his free throws. Now he's trying to become the first Filipino to play in the NBA. He's given up some lucrative offers in the Filipino leagues to come and try and do that.
You only have so many years in your basketball body. Nick Van Essel complaining that things got a little physical on that offensive possession and made shot.
The energy can't quite hold for one. There's 2 seconds difference, game clock to shot clock here in the first. Jackson kicks right from the free throw line, and it rims out. 1 on the clock. Holloway will hold it. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first.
But that was fast.
Yeah, a lot of quick possessions for the Legends. Murray knocked for the foul there.
That won't show up as anything in the scorebook, except that was almost a fast break after a made basket.
Jackson lines up a 3, and the southpaw knocks it down. So the energy with the lead. They're now up 33-31 in our scoreboard this quarter, brought to you by the fine folks.
The Legends will, here in the next 24 hours, scramble and go try to sign themselves a center. And then they will certainly hope that on Friday, when Jared Sandler and I have that telecast, that there's a Salah Mejri sighting down here. That won't be the case on Saturday when Rick Carlisle will take Measury and Justin Anderson on the road with the Mavericks. On the job training, then that's a positive.
Now Singh also gave them 3 fouls, and he's got to stay out of foul trouble if he wants to play extended minutes here tonight. Miller turned away by Martin. Jackson leading the break. And a baseline jumper knocked down by Wright. The Legends wanted steps on Jackson. From what you've seen out of Satnam Singh this year, Fish, do you see a guy that can make an impact defensively?
I think he's a long way from that. It's just, and I talked about this with Nick Van Exel before the game, it's just really a challenge for a guy of that size to do 2 athletic things at once. And I'm not trying to do the, chew gum and walk at the same time thing, but for Satnam Singh to shuffle the
ball and did the same with Satnam, but I'm talking about Ghana Jop, who told us before the game, you asked him, is he kind of your project? And he's like, he's my son.
Yeah. I said, is he your baby?
That's right,
He said, well, he's my son. He's a grown-up, I think is what Ghana was trying to tell me. But that's a good teacher right there.
A guy that had a long career in the NBA. Time spent with the Mavericks for part of the team that went to the finals in 06. And you see the Legends pushing. And there's another turnover as Murray throws it to Nick Van Exel. Back in his day, he might have been able to us during Legends broadcasts. And our third quarter question comes from Aaron. He wants to know, can the Legends bring back the energy coming off the 5-game road trip and into this 4-game homestand?
Well, the answer so far is no.
As Harrison with a crafty move to get the easy bucket.
They've been outplayed. They've been out-energied. Pun intended.
Point guard's doing it here tonight.
That road trip was a bonding experience, and he went 3-2, so it's successful in that way, but it is exhausting. It does take it out of you. You do have tired legs, and here you are trying to run, and you only have 8 bodies.
And sometimes when you come off a road trip, it's that first home game that gives you trouble because you're still readjusting then to being at home. You hear coaches talk about that a lot, that you expect seeing a guy, speaking of hitting his stride, Brandon Ashley knocking down the 3. He's got 7 points here in the third quarter.
When I check in every day with G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan, Gavin Dawson always makes fun of me because I want to talk so much about the psychology of sports. But it's absolutely pivotal what you're saying about the first game back into town. You see it in baseball on what they call getaway day. Getaway day. And there's lethargy that goes along with that. If you can...
Pledger and Ashley on the floor for the Legends. Stevenson, Martin, Jackson, Wright, and Wisnett.
And 2 finds a way to switch shooting hands as he's floating like a helicopter and gets it to go down.
Martin with Wilson on his back. Kicks out. Harris. Back to Martin. Faces up. Jumper, and he knocks it down. Pledger. 3-ball, and that one's offline. In his first home game with the Legends, Stephen Pledger now 0 of 3 from deep.
Pledger, a guy who he wanted to be a Legend, and he's shown up to a couple of tryouts just to show his wares here. It should be a backcourt violation, and it is. And Ledger from OU now takes away the inside against you.
Legends have struggled from deep here this evening, but Tu Holloway with points 24, 25, and 26.
That deficit down to 7 now. Feels better.
Right. Jackson, 3-ball. That's short. Ashley the rebound. Here's Holloway. Gives it up to Miller. Shot blocked. Shot blocked. Return to sender. That was Joel Wright with the... He scored 4 points and grabbed 4 boards. He is not on the floor out of the timeout. Wilson, Ashley, Pledger, Holloway, and Miller are the 5 for the Legends, and Wilson knocked for the foul called.
They needed to come tonight.
Wilson, Ashley, Pledger, Holloway, and Miller are the 5 for the Legends, and Wilson knocked for the foul called.
They needed to come tonight.
Here's Harris, corner three is short. And Wilson with the rebound. Holloway will set things up for the Legends. Miller. Holloway pulls up. Elbow jump shot in and out. He's been on fire this quarter. He's, for the Legends, got 13 points in this frame alone. He's leading all scorers now with 26, but he couldn't get that one to go. Here's Ennis. Off the glass, too strong. Ashley corrals the rebound. Poked away, gets it back. 5 on the shot clock. Falling away, Wilson short. Legends really struggling in the half court.
Well, and yeah, when things become physical, they're at a disadvantage here.
Right. Nice little up and under and a bit of English off the window to finish. Joel Wright. Holloway loses it. The final shot. There's an 0.8 of a second difference between game and shot clock. At 10, they're going to put it in the hands of Wright. He gets a screen from Jackson. 4. Jackson alone, corner 3, and he knocks it down. Wilson doesn't get it to go. C.J. Washington tosses it in the air, and the Energy will get the first possession of this 3-minute overtime period.
Now, Travis Blakely mentions the Legends getting good looks. That's different than easy looks. Because easy looks would be above the rim, at the bucket, uncontested layups, but none of that.
Martin too strong off the glass. Ooh. Rebound fought for, and Jackson gives Wilson a bit of a... Pledger off a screen, knocks it down. It's a 2, and the Legends strike first here in the overtime period.
There's a magnet on the basket for him. You feel it?
He's been stroking it smoothly here since the start of the fourth quarter. Martin from the corner, send it to Travis.
That last offensive possession, Fish, as you noted, Wilson coming down the court rather gingerly. He signaled.
Gets some space. Jumper is short, rebounded by Andrews. Approaching the 1-minute mark, Harrison. Crossing through the lane. Jackson, no-look feed to Andrews, who lays it in. Jackson looked to the right block, he delivered to the left block, and this game's tied up with 50 seconds left. Holloway makes the second.
Full court pressure now.
See if you can get a 10-second call. Almost stolen by Murray as Harrison gets it across, and it does not look like the Legends are going to foul. 6-point game, they're going to call off the Dogs, and it's going to be an Iowa Energy win, snapping their 5-game losing streak as both teams had decent size.